Hello, magical people. Welcome back to the Beyond Astro weekly forecast here on the Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. My name is Meg Moonbeam, and very happy to be here with you all in these very intense times and very intense astrology, to say the least. Oh my goodness. First of all, hope everybody's keeping well. Second of all, I'm sorry that my head is like cut off at the top here. I'm having a little bit of a Mercury retrograde situation today with the camera. So sorry about that, you guys. It's like I'm cut off over here. You can see a little bit of the wall over here. I was trying to fix it, but didn't want to be any more late than I already am. So love you guys and very happy to be here with you all. I'm recording this live on Sunday, March 23rd, 2025. And let me know if you guys are feeling it. This is one of the most intense weeks in the Western astrology of the whole astrological year. I'm not even going to say Gregorian year anymore because that's bullshit, the whole calendar system starting in January. When I say year moving forward, I'm talking the astrological year. So we just started a new astrological year as of the spring equinox, March 20th, when the sun ingressed into Aries. So happy birthday. Happy New Year, everybody. Oh my God. I am like feeling this retrograde. Gonna try my best here to speak clearly. The past few days for me have been retrograde. And I don't like to blame everything on Mercury retrograde, but let me know if you guys have been feeling the same. Ruth says, can't get myself together. It's just been a thing. So yeah, Tammy says exhausted today. Fairy says absolutely intense for sure. So before we get into the astrology, please remember, you guys, to like, share, and subscribe to the Beyond Mystic YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. Also, I do offer personal astrology readings that are available at consultations.beyondmystic.net. The link is in the description box below. I offer personal forecasts looking at your year ahead with the astrology. We can go over any questions that you have. Thank you, Heather. Thank you for your positive support. Love you. Yeah, we can go over any questions with the astrology. I also do solar return birthday charts and birth charts as well. Hello, Linda. Nice to see you. So if you'd like to book in, my availability is starting at the moment, August 2025. Go to the link below, book in. Also, at the moment, for a limited time only, we have 15% off the Beyond Mystic Insider Access Pass. You can use code IAP15 to get 15% off to access to all the shows for a limited time only. So how are we doing over here? I'm seeing you guys in the comments. BBabe75 says, I am feeling so emotional, past stuff coming up constantly, going through this up and down of emotions that I thought I dealt with. Crazy times. Well. B-Babes, hope I'm saying your name right. I'm sending lots of love your way. And you guys, this is very intense energy right now. As we're starting off the astrological new year, we're in an eclipse season. We've got new moon solar eclipse on March 29th at 9 degrees of Aries. And if you follow me, you know that you probably heard me mention March 26th. Let me bring the chart up right before the solar eclipse. Exact Mars square Chiron. Woo! This is going to be a week, you guys. And I'm feeling like I'm not even necessarily upset at anything at the moment, but I'm just feeling the emotions and I'm feeling the sensitivity of it. So if you guys this show, or this week rather, not just this show, this week, are feeling really emotional, intense, volatile, moody, triggered, wounds coming up to the surface, like you were saying, B-Babes, it's not just eclipse season. Hi, Philip. Nice to see you. Hi, Jill. It's Mars square Chiron. Now, why is this very significant? Chiron, discovered in the 1970s, is an asteroid that we call the wounded healer. Chiron represents, in the current transits, depending on the sign that he's in, the areas of life that we are healing a really deep wound. And Chiron in our personal birth chart represents our deepest wounds in this lifetime and our healing journey, becoming the wounded healer. It's all about our triggers and our wounds and our pain. And also, some of the greatest healing gifts that we have can be shown in our Chiron placement. Mars, the planet of conflict, war, frustration, anger, volatility, in square to Chiron and at his fall position of Cancer. This is very intense, you guys. So we are going to be feeling this personally. We are also going to be seeing in the collective, I'm hearing Spirit say, a lack of patience and emotions and triggers running extremely, extremely high. So I always kind of like to use the analogy, observe, don't absorb. I know that that can be a lot easier to say than to actually practice and experience. But this is definitely a week ahead to observe and not absorb, because people and situations around us are going to be likely very emotionally volatile, and people can get upset, triggered very, very easily. Okay. Also, we're in the orb of influence now as we go into this week of this new moon solar eclipse in Aries. Okay. So the eclipse chart has Mars square Chiron exact to the degree, but not exact to the minute. It's exact on March 26th. And Mars is the dispositor of that eclipse. So let's just take a look at this eclipse chart, which this eclipse is going to be exact Saturday, March 29th, right? And we're in the influence of this eclipse as we go throughout the week. Very important to pay attention to the dispositor, the ruler of the sign of whatever lunation eclipse is happening in. And Mars rules Aries. Mars at fall in Cancer. He's pissed off. Mars is like, I'm freaking done being in Cancer. Mars has been in Cancer since, what is it, you guys? I'm having a brain fart. Has it been September or October? Sorry, I'm having a total brain fart. But we have had this Mars in Cancer for so long. Mars has been moving slow. Then we had the Mars retrograde from December to February. So Mars isn't happy. Mars wants to be in, signs that are action-oriented, bold, moving ahead fearlessly. And Cancer is emotional and easily triggered and sensitive and feels everything. It slows Mars down. And Mars in square to Chiron, this is an eclipse time where expect your shit to come to the surface and expect shit to go down in the collective. Now, saying that, you guys know I'm not a doomsday person. I think that things are actually a lot more positive than they seem. But that you are definitely going to see some very intense things going on in the collective this week with the Mars square Chiron, with this new moon, Aries eclipse. Linda in the chat says, 22 degrees, kill or be killed. Very good job, my astrology sister Linda. Yes, in Nikola Stojanovich's degree theory, the great astrologer genius, 22 degrees, Capricorn degree, according to him, he noticed many people either get killed or kill that have a 22 degrees. So 22 degrees, we can see, good point, Linda, possible assassination attempts this week. We could see possibly someone in a powerful position, because Mars can deal with people in powerful positions, business people, politicians, leaders, military, getting killed. Now, I don't want that to happen, but Linda, that is an important observation that you have just made there. For sure. So this is intense. I'm just going to keep saying intense, intense, intense. So this is definitely a week of, we want to suggest some astrological remedies. Okay, we're having an excess of Mars and Aries, one of the signs that Mars rules. So in astrological remedy theory, which was also developed by the late and great Nikola Stoyanovich, we want to play out something in life that is ruled by a planet that we have in excess or a planet that we have in a challenging or a bad aspect. So there's a lot of Aries going on. We're in Aries season. We've got a solar eclipse in Aries. We've got Mars, the dispositor of the eclipse and of the Aries season, not happy. So I'm going to test you guys. Okay. Let me know in the chat. What do you think would be some good things that we could do? Type in the chat to play out Aries, to play out Mars, to play that energy out. What is ruled by Aries and Mars that we can do this week as an astrological remedy so that we don't get an excess of some of the challenging aspects of Aries, which can be very high levels of impatience, anger, just like temper tantrums, freakouts. Aries rules children, infants, temper tantrums. Yeah, you guys are right. Linda says exercise. Debster says physical activity. Yeah, you guys are totally right. Her Miller workout. Fire Within says Jens's meditations. Definitely meditation is always good to do. Jens's meditations for sure. Yes. The number one thing I would say is totally, Tammy, you just took the words right out of my mouth. Move the body. Move your body. Exercise, dance, stretching, sex. Okay. Anything sexual. Let's just be honest. Aries, ruled by Mars, is one of the sex planets. Moving your body, being physically active. Ruth says, walk in the woods. Yeah. Get outside. This is a week where, it's important to remember too, we've got Mercury and Venus retrograde, two of the inner planets. Okay. So not everything is going to go according to the plan as how we want it in our ego and our conscious self. And actually, the most important thing this week, when we're having very intense astrology, such as right now, is to take care of ourselves first and foremost, be prepared for plans to possibly change. Make sure that we are physically moving. We're playing that Aries energy out. We're being active. We're spending as much time in nature as possible, and we're not taking things personally from others. That's going to be very, very important this week. So you can look, if you'd like to, in your personal chart to see your personal birth chart where you have 9 degrees of Aries, what house you have 9 degrees of Aries, if you have any planets around 9 degrees of Aries, because these are going to be areas of life, the house areas of life or the planet ruled areas of life, where you can be experiencing huge breakthroughs and change at this time for not just this eclipse week, but actually the whole next year ahead. New moon solar eclipses have an influence for the whole next year ahead. And it's very powerful to set an intention. New moon solar eclipses, we can set an intention having to do with whatever area of life we have 9 degrees Aries in our chart. On my Meg Moonbeam YouTube, Rumble, and X channels tomorrow, on Monday, I'm going to do a long form video, going to go through the importance of this eclipse a little bit more in depth and readings for each of the 12 sun, moon, rising signs. So you can go join me for that. I also just put out a March 2025 eclipse season workshop. When was that? 2 weeks ago? I don't even know. Time feels so weird. Let me bring this up for you guys to see. This was on the Beyond Mystic Academy. I filmed this live, I think it was 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, 3.5 hour live workshop all about this eclipse season for the collective and all 12 signs. So that's available at the beyondmystic.academy. If you'd like to get my really in-depth analysis on that, because there's a lot to say about eclipses. Linda says, that workshop was a blast. Well, thank you so much, Linda. Sending lots of love your way. It was so much fun meeting you, Linda, at the conference and meeting everybody in person at the recent Beyond Mystic conference. And I'm so looking forward to the next one. So we better see you guys there at the next one. So really biggest things that we got going on this week is this solar eclipse in Aries, March 29th. Very active, intense, volatile. The dispositor, Mars, is square Chiron. So a lot of us are having our wounds coming up to the surface around triggers, pain, where our power has been taken away. That's also going to be a theme in the collective that we're going to be noticing. Oh, thank you guys so much for your positive comments about the workshop. I appreciate that. Yeah, we're going to see leaders very, very highlighted, politicians, business people, military members, all ruled by Aries, men, the divine masculine, new beginnings and fresh new starts having to do with those areas of life. We can see very big political changes happening, not just this week, but it's going to be the whole next year ahead under this eclipse influence. So again, I will repeat, be sure to set your intentions regarding what you want to create in life from your personal place of empowerment. Okay, Aries is all about empowerment. So what do we want to call in that is actually coming from ourself, our own personal intentions and feelings, not somebody else that's programmed it into us or something else that's programmed it into us? How can we be even more empowered? What are our intentions to be even more empowered and honoring ourselves and in the present moment? That is all Aries. What the heck? On my computer, there's something weird popping up. Force quit applications. Your system has run out of application memory. I'm telling you guys, I don't know if it's just because I'm an astrologer or what, but when Mercury goes retrograde, it is just constant craziness. Also, I'll repeat again, important to remember, we're in Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde this week. We don't want to be making very big decisions this week. We don't want to be forcing anything this week ahead. Observe, don't absorb, stay in the present moment. Expect miracles, expect magic. We're in an eclipse portal, an eclipse time. Expect really cool personal and collective developments. Also want to mention this week, we got a couple other things going on. On Tuesday, we're going to have Mercury kazimi. So Sun in exact conjunction to Mercury. Kazimi is when we have a planet in exact conjunction to the Sun. And that's a Mercury retrograde in Aries at 4 degrees, which is a Cancer degree. So whenever we have a Mercury kazimi, we can be receiving very powerful downloads, insights, truths from the sun, from the universe, from the divine, but it's a Mercury retrograde. So it can be insights, truths being revealed having to do with the past, things being cleared up from the past, people, places, things coming up from the past can be a very big theme this week and for this whole Mercury retrograde time. So let's see, before I finish up, have I been clear with what's going on, you guys? This is like a 10 out of 10 this week of intensity. So please be gentle with yourselves out there. Oh, also wanted to mention, some of you may already know, we've had an election officially has been called in Canada, as per my prediction with the Astrology of Canada that I've been keeping up with. I told you guys on the Meg Moonbeam channel, the Beyond Mystic channels, I said we're going to have an election sooner than October, probably in April or May. So very in alignment with the astrology. I'm going to do a whole separate astrology of the Canadian election analysis video coming up. So stay tuned for that. And let's just take a listen to the leader of the opposition, Pierre Poilievre, the leader of the Conservatives, just for a minute or two, to see what he has to say now that officially, as of today, an election has been called.
I think that my little girl got bored and left me, so I'm going to have to give the speech again when we get home. And that there's Cruz. He's, as you can see, he's a fighter pilot. And after these out-of-touch liberals inflated housing costs, drove up the cost of food, pushed 2 million people to food banks, unleashed crime on our streets, ruined our immigration system, blocked our resources, sent $500 billion to the United States, and made our economy more reliant on the Americans than ever before? Or is it time to put Canada first for a change? with a new conservative government that will axe taxes, honor hard work, build homes, cut taxes, lock up criminals, secure our borders, unleash resources to bring home our jobs, and stand up to Donald Trump from a position of strength. Now, on that subject, I know a lot of people are worried, angry, and anxious, and with good reason, as a result of the president's unacceptable threats against our country. You worry about your job and the sovereignty of our nation. And you're angry at the feeling of betrayal that these unacceptable words and tariffs have made us all experience. I share your anger and I share the worry for our future. But I also draw great resolve in knowing that we can transform the anxiety and anger into action. First of all, let me be clear. We will never be an American state. We will always be a sovereign and self-reliant country. The action we must take is to become that nation that's strong, self-reliant, and sovereign, capable of standing on its own 2 feet and standing up to the Americans. We will.
Okay, Pierre, but we've got some questions now since the Canada the Illusion documentary has come out and proven, if it is right, which I don't know about you guys, I haven't had time to do my own full research of finding all the documents myself of the Canadian Constitution and the Westminster Act of 1932. But if these Canadian patriots are correct that have just released this Canada the Illusion documentary, we have supposedly been sovereign since 1932, and Canada was never actually a real country. So DigiBean here says, let me bring up our beloved DigiBean. All politicians are suspect. Yes, I totally agree with you. We need to get the liberals out of there. I feel that Pierre is going to win the election, but there's still a lot of pieces to the puzzle that is Canada. And I won't make this too long on Canada because this is for everyone in the whole world, this weekly forecast. But Neptune is about to come out of Pisces and go into Aries on March 30th. I'll talk about that in the next Beyond Astro. There's so many moving pieces. And the clarity is starting to freaking come out about what's really been going on. And we're not hearing that from Mark Carney. We're not hearing that from Pierre Poilievre. And we're not hearing that from Maxime Bernier either, of the People's Party of Canada. Okay. So yes, everybody's suspect. Yes, there may be things going on behind the scenes that we're not totally privy to. A lot is still to be spoken for and accounted for. And this election, it's going to be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Also want to share with you guys one more little clip here. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. This is Mike Myers, who I actually liked as an actor until I saw this today. Very unfortunate. Mike Myers endorsing Mark Carney. Okay, again, a man who is our prime minister that nobody voted for other than 150,000 supposed liberals, hasn't lived in Canada for the past 10 years and is a board member of the World Economic Forum. Let's watch this Neptune and Pisces propaganda for a moment.
Let's go. Mr. Prime Minister, Mike Myers, what are you doing here? I just thought I'd come up and check on things.
You live in the States.
Yeah, but I'll always be Canadian.
But you live in the States.
Yeah, so?
Do you remember Mr. Dressup?
The children's show on CBC?
What were the names of Mr. Dressup's 2 puppet friends?
Casey and Finnegan?
Bud the
Spud?
Howie,
Meeker?
capital of Saskatchewan.
Regina?
Tragically.
Hip?
You're a defenseman defending a 2-on-1. What do you do?
Take away the pass, obviously.
What are the 2 seasons in Toronto?
Winter and construction?
Wow. You really are Canadian.
Yeah. But let me ask you, Mr. Prime Minister, will there always be a Canada?
There will always be a Canada.
All right. Elbows up.
Elbows up.
Like, it's just pathetic. The propaganda at this point is just absolutely pathetic. And we need to be very, very mindful that in this week ahead, it's our last week also of Neptune in Pisces, full on transit. Neptune will be at 29 degrees, the last anaretic degree of Pisces until he ingresses into Aries on Neptune 30th. The Neptune in Aries transit starts March 30th. So, oh my God, I hope I'm speaking clearly with Mercury retrograde and all these moving pieces. So it is a lot going on. Hey, Luke. Yeah, Luke says, wow, Mike Miters, total seller. I know. It's like, really, dude? How much did you get paid for that one? Okay. And also, before I finish up, let's end on some good news. Let's end on some positive vibrations. Okay, it's all positive, but let's just take a little peek at, and I know a lot of you guys have already seen this, but so cool that it's starting to be revealed. The architecture and building ruled by Aries of what's been really going on under the pyramids. So freaking cool. I know a lot of you guys have seen the video. If you haven't yet, you can go look it up on YouTube, X, it's all over the place. The pillars and the Tesla looking coils that have been revealed from what's called SAR scanning that are really under the pyramids. So this is just the beginning, you guys, of our true world history being revealed. So exciting. We are living in very, very magical times. So take it easy out there, you guys. It is intense. And before I finish up, I want to mention that we've got JC is going to be doing his Wacky Woo show this evening at 8 p.m. with special guest Cliff High. That's going to be on the Beyond Mystic channels, 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, again, if you'd like to have a personal astrology reading with me, those are available at the link below, consultations.beyondmystic.net. And my availability is starting August 2025. So love you all so much. Sending so much cosmic love your way. Happy astrological New Year blessings. Happy equinox blessings. Happy eclipse season. Happy eclipse. And I will see you tomorrow for a daily astro show and a special new moon solar eclipse show. Love you guys so much. Mwah. Bye, everybody.